learning and loving. Learning and loving with you. Hi guys, saw you in the chat waiting for me very patiently. It's a little windy out here. But we're learning and loving. Guys, I don't know how many times during the day I just naturally say that. When I'm like asking questions or somebody's teaching me about something, I'm like, wow, I'm just learning and loving. Tell me more. I'm just learning and loving. So guys, I got my one and only, I should make more, but my disconnection, Scientology, etc. equals disconnection. Proud SP, of course. Hi. Thank you guys for watching me and Kelly Copter a few hours ago. I know that's nighttime for you guys. On the other side of the world. On the other side of the world. So yeah, here we go. So if y'all don't know, DOA, Defender of Ants, I'm sure you know. You've been watching me at all. My little defender of Anderson. Funny. I just made that up. So I'm coming around the corner and you guys will see Big Blue. And we're going to be doing an interview. DOA has a hammock and he's doing these series, like a streamer series, people streaming. He does streamers interviews. So I'm sure he's waiting for me very patiently. Actually, I'm going to walk down here. There we go. Whoa. Don't get distracted by the sign. So we're going to go walk around Big Blue and first probably do the interview since DOA's been waiting, but he's a patient guy. My hair's too fluffy. I just washed it, guys. Just washed it. I want all the owners around here, the business owners, to know that we're going to constantly be fighting Scientology. They're not going to be allowed to exist. And sorry, guys, I think I left my gimbal, the main part of it, in DOA's van when it was raining the other night. And so this is my backed up tripod, which actually is doing very good, I think. But so if it's a little bumpy or whatever, don't mind me, okay? So this is the Square One, also very known for promoting and being very okay with Scientology because they get a lot of business here. So we'll see. Oop, I think I see the SPTV van, the back of DOA's van up there. Goldenrod color popping. They're like, what does that mean? Boom, here's your guys' favorite picture. Here we go. Proud SP sign. Yep, there's a kid reading this. Scientology is a cult. Yes, good job. Thank you for knowing. Hi. Good. I saw the kid looking, and then as I said that, the grandfather and the mom in the front both went, mm-hmm. Yup. Hi, good. Jehovah's Witness, you guys saw me on Kelly. Good. She's so badass. I literally cannot wait to collaborate with her. Like, we're going to be two artist sisters. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be so fun. It already is fun. Even just the chat with her is fun. I spy with my little eye, guys. Other than your favorite building, I see a little ant in a hammock. Or I see a little defender of ants in a hammock. And he has some merch I see up there. This is good. This is good. So here we go. So behind me, guys, this is also Scientology building. They have like Sea Org members or even people that come in from out of org or they're staying or elderly. They go in here while they're paying thousands. Or they have MLO lines or people in the Sea Org that live in here. Because technically, if they're working at AOLA and they live over here, this is a different address from where they work. So, yeah, I guess I should press the button. Yes, watch the video with Kelly later if you missed it. Okay, we're walking, guys. I'm going to turn it around. Here you go. You got your same old trafficking, your little caravan trafficking going in from outside the building, trying to just get people right into their little cage. You see that you guys are aware of this. They do not allow people, OTs, the most highly trained and able to talk to anybody and shatter suppression. They don't even let them walk outside of the buildings anymore for the fear of them hearing my voice and what I'm saying. Look at this little look at this DOA literally looks like a squirrel hiding in his hammock. Knock knock. Hello, is somebody there? Looks like you got your socks drying.
Yes, I got the cocks out.
You got the sock cocks out?
The sock cocks.
The socks. The cocks.
Yeah, I wanted to
the cocks.
I wanted to get a nice
Es un corto. This is very cool.
Yeah.
I feel already at home.
Oh, hell yeah.
Guys, this is DOA. This is why I said in the thing, hammock in an interview in a hammock. I won't be in the hammock, but he is. This is hilarious. I wonder if we can stick this in the tree. How about that? Guys, can I stick it right there in this loop? Okay, guys, hold on. I want the sign to be obvious to people. And I want to do... I was going to do Scientology disconnection. Or whatever you want. Okay, fine. He says proud SP. Hold on, I'll show you guys in a second. One sec, guys. One sec. Okay. That's good? He says it's beautiful. It must be beautiful.
I got this. If you want to put your thing on this.
Ooh. So did you get my message? I think I left my gimbal in your van when it was raining. I didn't want it to get wet, so I put it on the side of your van when we were at La Poubelle.
Okay.
So I think it's inside. I have all the other parts. I don't have the holder.
Okay.
So I'm using my little portable sticky stick. But look, I do like this because also this is the one I got from my fans, my supporters, after that multiple times of these idiots whacking my phone out of my hand. But isn't that cool? Has a little cute little stand.
Nice.
And here's another thing that's beneficial about it. It actually goes farther up than the gimbal. So I can't, you know what they call this, guys?
Got a really long gap there.
It's called the truth, what is PTS for life call it? The truth stick.
Okay.
The stick of truth. This is now the stick of truth because it gets to go beyond Scientology's lies and film them when they're covering up all their gates. So which one should I use? This or yours?
Whatever's clever.
Okay, guys, I'm just keep you on my little cute portable. Hi, DOA's followers.
Hi.
All right, I'm gonna put this one here. That's cool.
It said the Queen has arrived. Are you okay with that?
I don't know. I've already told DOA I'm weird with like labels but I'm one of the queens. That's great, right? That's a good thing. Here, I brought my mineral water, and you're allowed to have some.
Oh, nice. I got water. It's
nice.
Not mineral water.
It has electrolytes. What was that whole hop? Was that for us?
I don't know.
Amazing?
I'm not sure. Great live with Kelly, mate.
Yes, I was going to do it in an English accent. That's right, mate. But that's an name. Isn't mate more Australian? I thought mate was more Australian.
Yeah.
Bloke or what's
a bell end?
What?
A bell end?
Bell end? Is that like what is that? Oh. The bell end.
The bell end.
The tippy top belly bell.
We're on vacation, and he's such a bell end. You're so fit. He's fit.
Oh, that's real fit.
That's fit.
She's got a real fit look. She's got a real fit look. So that's so funny. What if this person's a Scientologist and they're just honking the
Be a jerk?
BMW horn?
It's fine. They go fuck off.
This is how DOA streams are, guys. Wee! You guys should make a sign that says honk if Scientology is a cult. Dude, we just say it and And people are like, that's true. I'm sure there are plenty of signs. Okay, so I liked your last interview with David McManage.
Yeah.
Or mismanaged.
I'm going to ask all the same questions. Oh, look at you.
And so I thought it would be appropriate to also
Beautiful.
wear my Sea Org hat for this fabulous interview.
Everyone, I'm going to have to get a hat so that everyone can wear it when they're not doing the
Yeah,
interview.
I was going to maybe get you one. I have one that says Captain, and I don't really like wearing that.
You don't like it?
Maybe you should have it for your streamers. Definitely for like the SPTV, when you do your SPTV interviews.
Yeah, so I'm going to start doing some SP interviews.
With just like the SPTV content creators, right?
Yeah.
Or people that were specifically just in the Sea Org.
Or that were in Scientology and left.
Yeah.
And I just want to do like either 15 minutes or 20-minute segments. Just like some of the more radical stuff about what happened in Scientology.
Yeah.
And not like a real long stream about it. Just
okay, if I get too close, am I be too close?
No, I think it'll be fine.
Are you going to get turned on if I sit too close to you?
No, why would I get turned on?
Everybody gets a little cool. Laura's sitting next to me.
Oh my God.
Is this too close?
Oh my God.
Am I crossing your boundaries?
I'm uncomfortable now.
Well, you're the interviewer, so get with it. I like making DOA shy, guys. It's one of my favorite things to do.
I'm never shy.
He is. It's so cute. He's actually not shy, but I like making you happily, blushily uncomfortable. But I do that to all cute people. I'm like, everybody needs a little giggle here and there. A little uncomfortability only makes you stronger. Okay, guys, thank you for being here on my chat. They all are saying hi to you, DOA, but they said they're not going over there.
They're not going, yeah. My chat could be...
They love me.
My chat's a very...
Okay, tell your chat, hat or not?
It's a wild side. Hat or no hat?
Is this the same position that mismanaged was
Yeah.
Okay,
well, I got a little different angle because we're getting the Proud SP in there and the S Colto in the back.
Do I need to just move?
No, I think this is perfect. You need a water? Do you need
I got my minerals.
Do you need to smoke some weed?
Clearly, I did bring my joint in case we were going to go on a long tangent.
Okay. Well, we could get high now or later.
Why don't we do it
Start
in the
it
middle?
okay.
In the middle, guys. We'll smoke. I mean, I don't know what this high thing is. I don't get high. I am one with my marijuana. That's for sure.
We could do it after question 5 or number 6. And
we'll let the chat decide.
You are great at never being on time, so that's a great quality of yours.
Or being early.
Or being early.
Sometimes I come earlier. People are like, "What? So unpredictable." So, well, you better get used to it.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, who am I speaking to right now?
I am Laura FM.
Laura FM.
Also known as the Goldenrod Rocker Queen. That's one thing I do like.
The Goldenrod Rocker Queen. Okay, that makes sense.
Golden Proud SP. That's another one.
Okay.
Proud SP. Very proud.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And where are you from?
Los Angeles. Where am I from? I don't even know if I'm from planet Earth. I haven't unpeeled that onion yet.
Are you? Did you come from an ice cube in a volcano?
Correct. 1 million years ago.
Okay.
BC.
1 or 1.5 million years ago?
Let's just say 2.
Okay. Fair enough. Sounds very sciencey.
Longer than the billion-year contract.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Okay.
So I was born in Los Angeles on Wilcox Boulevard, but I was only born there because my whole family's from Canada, all over Canada, Toronto, Vancouver, and whatever. And I was the only little American born in Los Angeles.
You're like an anchor baby.
That's what they called me. It took me forever to figure out what the hell anchor baby was. What's up, guys? I love when people are allowed to be themselves around these big, disgusting blue buildings. Yeah, I could.
What a cocksucker!
Yeah, this does seem like a sign.
That's good.
Every time you hear that horn, we're going to dance a little.
A honk if you hate Scientology.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, maybe that's what they're doing. Honk if you hate Scientology.
They parked here.
Are they watching the live stream?
Right when I showed up, they parked there.
Oh, there you go. Well, they do have a little cross, so I don't know. It seems a little. They could be over here, but then every business around here feels like they have to be supporting Scientology. Scientology is such a bully, in all ways, and it's so gross. They bully people who are trying to get justice. They bully people who are trying to fight against it. They bully everybody. They bully people to get their money and disconnect from their family. They will make you you will be on. Anyways, I can go on. Okay, so I was born on Wilcox. It's now called the Mama Shelter Hotel, but it's right here in Hollywood on Wilcox and Selma. I was born in room 516.
Oh, okay.
And just making sure we don't have any Scientology coming up on me.
I'm watching your back.
Okay,
I got you.
Okay. You got my back?
I got your back.
Okay.
I got your back.
DOA's got my back.
I'll be out of this. I'll be flying out of this like a flying squirrel. Yeah. You worry about my backside here.
So my parents they're from Canada. My brother and sister, we're all 2 years apart, they were born in Canada. And so in 1986, my mom was pregnant with me, I think 6 months or something, and left Toronto, Canada, because she was already in Scientology and in the Sea Org on staff in the Canadian organization, Toronto org. So this must have been in the 80s, because then I was born here. She came like 6 months pregnant, was staying at the Wilcox Hotel, the Mama Shelter, but in 1986 it was owned by Scientology.
Oh.
So that's why they were hoping to have that be the building or the dorm for celebrities, the older celebrity center that's not on Franklin. It was on La Brea or something at the time. So they were dorming the staff members from La Brea that would go and live there at the Mama Shelter Hotel. So my mom was on staff in the Sea Org, and so she was given orders to, hey, you and your husband are going to be joining the the head structure of the Sea Org and Scientology. So they were working on how they were going to do that. I've learned a lot, guys. This is more than I've even ever said on my own, on my YouTube videos when I'm talking about my life and everything, because there was a lot I didn't know. It wasn't until I was talking to Janice, Gill, and Grady until I realized, they owned that building. They owned the Wilcox. That's why I was born there. That's why there's no doctors or hospitals involved. You know what I mean? And also they're against psychiatry.
They were just like midwives?
Exactly. Or they were doctors that were doctors before they joined the Sea Org or before they joined staff, or they were already OT5s or really into Scientology doctors. So they would still act so I definitely had what they would say a silent birth. They were trying to be, from what I know, allegedly, DOA's favorite word. So yeah, I was born. That's why I was born in LA. But the truth is, if you see it in legal terms, it's human trafficking. It's child trafficking. They made me and put me in a position where I never had any actual choice or decision for myself. And not only that, I didn't know how to make choices because I didn't even have the information of the outside world or the legal system or what was right and wrong. It was just you're so lucky that you were born into this group, the Sea Org, and that you should feel, proud of yourself that you're connected into such a great family.
So it's called like a silent birth?
Yeah, it's called silent birth. That's how
they
expect you not to
term?
talk. Yeah, 100%.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can look it up. I'm sure there's lots of people who talk all about it.
And then you were
Jehovah's Witness, ROG of Canadian citizenship. I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting it. I'm finding out that currently I need to get back to my friend. She's helping me with it. She's awesome. Linda. Hi, Linda. I love you. I love my maple syrup butter. She works. So yeah, I'm getting it because right now in in Canada, if I have citizenship, if my parents are both Canadian citizenship, apparently I automatically have citizenship.
Oh,
so that would be cool to have American and Canadian citizenship.
And then you were out in the desert growing up.
Yeah, in hammock. So I was raised literally around here, guys, and at Celebrity Center, at the CEO, the Shanger Lodge. They were all these. So this parking lot right behind you is still owned by Scientology. There's a big
car right there.
But there's a parking lot right over here, guys, on the other side of that BMW that all the kids, the babies and stuff were all raised in. That's where they would have a green tarp fencing around it. And again, it would just be teachers of Sea Org members or teachers that used to be teachers before they joined the Sea Org or staff, you know what I mean? So they had some idea of how a classroom should run. But there's policy letters that I was pulling up from that time, that from L. Ron Hubbard and the doctors and Megan Shields and Dr. Dank. Again, another practice down the street that I'll talk about on another thing with you or whatever. But actually, you can just look it up later. If you look up Shaw Health Center, It's where all Megan Shields and Dr. Stephen Price, it's like a chiropractic joint, but that's where we would go as children to do our purification checkups. Basically, you would have to legally, I guess, go to a doctor so that they would make sure. I don't know. I literally don't know. Like, I don't know what a child is doing to go get a checkup before the purification rundown when we're going to be taking overloads of niacin and everything. Everything's still the same as an adult would be. So, like, anyways, and the person doing the checkup, Megan Shields, and them are doctors of Scientology. So they're going to, what up? Were you guys honking the bump bump? Oh, we're doing live stream. How many people on yours?
270.
And then I got 115. That's funny. But you want to know what we're live streaming about? Yeah, we're basically protesting Scientology. I was born and raised in it my whole life. My family's still in it. They disconnect families. They disrespect other religions. They lie and pull people. Anyways, they're a human trafficking, child trafficking cult. I know. Okay, good. I'm glad you were interested. Did I say that fast enough?
Yeah, you did. You did good.
Enough?
You did. You're doing.
Are we
good
clear?
there.
So yeah,
you're a proud SP. You're a proud
exactly.
SP.
I'm a proud declared SP. They excommunicated me. I'm fucking damn right proud of it.
Christian is the right way, people.
There you go. Anything but Scientology. That's funny. He said Christian is the right way. I said anything but Scientology. Christianity has so much love and joy in their religion. You know what I mean? Scientology doesn't. They are a very stuck, strict way. Yeah. So the opposite of life and freedom. Okay, so what was I saying?
Desert.
Oh yeah, so after we were raised in this, now that they moved, guys, I can show you. You can flip it. You guys see that silver tarp that used to be all green tarp, and the kids would be poking out of the fence. But yeah, that would be the little parking lot where we would go, and that would be where we would take our breaks off of, from the course room or whatever the hell we were doing. So at age 3.5-ish, I was almost 4 years old. Maybe I was 4. They shipped me off, and my brother and sister got us prepared and ready to go to the INT headquarters, but for children. And we were told, you're going to this fancy, beautiful ranch, and there's animals. It's going to be so great. It's a perfect place for kids, and the Sea Org, and so yeah, we got there. I got there. We took a van, just like to have these little, human trafficking vans driving in between the buildings. We took a internal van and went to Hemet, which is about 2.5 hour drive or whatever, and went to the INT ranch, and that's where I lived, grew up, whatever. I can't even say grow up or childhood, because there was no childhood. I didn't grow up. I was only put in a certain behavior, made to be a certain behavior, until I left the Sea Org and Scientology. I was like, now I'm growing up. Now I'm actually what they call growing up. But anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so then I was at the INT ranch at the cadet org. Hi.
I watched you guys on.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. But yeah, that's so cool. I love that. She's so sweet and shy. Walking by, I was like, okay, she's not a Scientologist because she's being very shy as she walks by. And she just said, I watch you guys all the time. I love that. See, people care.
Yeah, no, there's
they don't
a lot
watch Scientology. They know. Businesses around here know that they are bullied in some way into the hands of Scientology. Like, whether they want to do something, whether they're like, don't talk bad about us or we'll shut your business down. Like, they do have that control. So we're going to get rid of that. That's what we're doing here. Okay, so yeah, Hemet. So I was in Hemet all the way until I was 13. And then shipped from Hemet, shipped literally, like we were like shipped off to go join the elite outside headquarters of a public organization called Clearwater, Florida. And so that's,
you were shipped off at 13 to Clearwater?
Clearwater, Florida. Wow. And then I was there about until 18.
So you're 18.
Then you're still a Scientologist, right? As you're leaving the Sea Org, when you try to leave the Sea Org, it takes so long to leave. You have to go through all these internal things and interrogation. And most of the time you end up being like, okay, fuck this. I just want to go back to being a Sea Org member because it's too hard to try to leave. And you just get looked down upon by your friends and family and Sea Org members and everybody that you know, because you should be doing what is the best thing in the world, clearing the planet, being in the Sea Org.
And so here's a question. what or why or what brought you here today? Like what is your biggest drive, do you think, for being a protester or being
first of
against
all,
Scientology?
I feel like me personally, I was born and raised in this. I've lost my family. I've lost everything. I thought I lost everything. I basically, in my space, in my real life at the time, I had decided after so much, I mean, I gotta say, smoking weed, going on tour, learning life, eating some mushrooms, losing my mind, like realizing like, holy crap, like my whole life has just been manufactured for me. And I hated that. And this is where all this energy comes from. It's like, I've had this energy forever. I've always been like this, even as a child, and people around me knew that. They knew that and so I was, of course, always getting into trouble or whatever people want to say in the Sea Org. Oh, she was a wild one, or they loved me a lot and they were so disappointed that I was leaving. So either way, the structure of being so controlled for so long, and then finding out that literally everything that I was made to believe and that my mom and parents were made to believe, and my whole family, and how we separated even our outside family from our internal Scientology family, how everything was just a lie, literally, in every aspect. Even the love that I would receive from my mother and father was conditional. It was, if you're upset, if you're doing good, oh honey, you're being out ethics again, let me see if I can take you in session. Like, it was always Scientology. And I even know that my mom and dad agreed when they got married that they were gonna do Scientology is gonna help them whenever, like, their relationship was based off of Scientology. So so my fight, my personal fight, is being lied to for so long, and then seeing, no, this isn't just my personal story. This is literally a story for anybody who has ever tried to leave Scientology or left the Sea Org. They are still trying to not be a part of Scientology, but don't want to speak out against it because they know the consequences of losing their family or disconnecting, being forced to all of a sudden not be able to talk to their parents or their brothers or sisters or people they've known their whole lives. So some people are just like, okay, I'm going to let Laura and the SPs all do it so that, and that's fine. Like, I'm not pressuring anybody, but at the same time, it does keep Scientology there. And the only reason that people are there is because of the fear that Scientology creates. Yeah. So for me, it's a personal thing just for me, but it also, I see what Scientology does in a destructive level to even the outside community. Yeah. To every aspect.
Well, it's interesting. I've seen like Serge and Steve Mango.
I cannot wait to talk to him. I've never talked to him, but I would love to.
Yeah, I see the kind of the fear that the Scientology is kind of instilled in them, and
I had that. I had it for a while. It took many a protest for me to kind of slowly get over that fear, and then understanding the fear of older people or like Sea Org members coming and attacking and doing. I understand it. Like they're going out of their way to, do something that's the greatest good.
This actually is great for the next question. What does activism mean to you?
Activism is being active at something that you care and you're passionate about, that gets you moving, that you feel entitled to do. To expose, to create a better outcome. That's activism. I'm doing something actively, not just fucking thinking about it, but doing something actively, whatever way that is, to create a change or to create to end or to create a better situation in any matter, in any subject. So you can be an activist against Scientology. You can be an activist to helping homeless people. You can be an activist that supports John Lennon's music. It doesn't matter. You're an activist. You're actively doing something that shows you are supporting or you are taking down something for the better, for change.
Danny just got assaulted. He got hit in the face in Chicago.
Danny?
Yeah.
Danny and Leah?
Yeah, Danny and Leah.
Oh my God.
He just got attacked. God.
Guys, Chicago is going nuts.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking proud of them. I'm so proud of every person in Chicago. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, there's Shannon.
There's selfless self. I hope I'm saying that right. I get them
Selfish
all
self.
mixed
You
up.
got it.
Shannon, Danny,
And
Leah. There's so many people out there. I didn't even know there was that many people out there. I'm glad that they're keeping us posted, though.
Yeah, we're keeping it.
And I think Aaron is also covering that as well. So,
Yeah,
I was watching them all this morning.
What tips would you give to new streamers, new live streamers?
I would say that just be okay with messing up, and the more you do it, the less the ego is, and the less your insecurities are, and everything. And then you kind of just start to not give a fuck. It's basically just the same way you would have a friendship or somebody in real life. You're just like, stop trying to be something you're not, and you'll be fine. And mess up and be cute and giggly, and it's fine. It's fine. People will comment and be rude and be mostly really supportive and nice. So I think the fear is bigger than it actually is. And I think that's the best advice. Like, get good cameras in your thing, and then just get used to that. And don't try to like change it up and try to be like cool or bigger or whatever. Just get comfortable with what you're comfortable as being yourself on the stream. Because then you can get away with a lot if you're just being yourself.
Shytology and Trashy BMW, also channels in Chicago.
Yes.
I was going to
Did they say something? I've been watching that.
Yeah, I was supposed to interview Trashy and do the same style of interview, and I got arrested, and I haven't made contact with
Shame
them
on
again.
you.
Yeah.
How dare you not keep your timings and appointments? That would be funny if they allowed you to do a stream in the jail. I mean, I don't know why I said that. It would
that would have been awesome. Are there any quotes that you live by?
Yeah, be yourself. Oh, well, this is one. Be yourself. Be brave. Because it's a rush at the first. Yeah, when you're first streaming and stuff, it's like a big rush, and you're not going to get rid of that until you keep doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I said. What was your question?
Is there any quotes that you live by, or something that when you're like down and out, or something when you're happy, is there something that you say? It's kind of
one thing I do, and it works every time for myself, is when I'm getting really angry or really upset or sad about something. I remember that this is an emotion that's very valid to be having, and that it's okay to have emotions and feel them. And then maybe the next time that thing happens, you'll have a different emotion toward it because you actually let yourself feel the emotion fully. So I feel like emotions are very important. Like, even if you're embarrassed, if you're shy, you should say, hey, I'm feeling like, when I make you shy or something, I'm like, oh, I love embarrassing him. I like that people can have these open emotions that people aren't allowed to express as much. So I feel like, have your emotions, be yourself. It's so fun to be wrong. It's so fun to make mistakes. It's so fun to be silly and dance and be as loving as you want. Just be yourself as much as you can. And when you're feeling awkward situations or feeling weird emotions or you're feeling insecure, kind of enjoy it, because when you're in jail or you're locked down or your rights and your emotions are taken away from you, even by Scientology and stuff, that's a major freedom to not have. So don't not give yourself that love. Just appreciate life.
Well, and
life is so precious.
You could grow from a lot of the stuff in the streaming too.
Right. And we do. Everybody does. Yeah. Even the critics, everything. Like, some of it is trash, right? But some of it is loving criticism. Like, it's beautiful criticism. It also, most of the things is we're inspiring other people, and then their feedback is the thing that keeps inspiring me. So it's like a infinite circle of true love and like real, genuine, organic, like appreciation. And like, anybody in this cause or in this movement or whatever you want to call it, it's like, you can't go wrong. Like, you can't go wrong with saying things about Scientology and all these things are not okay. Like, so you can't go wrong kind of protesting or doing, if you're just somebody who feels like, oh, I feel weird, I don't feel like I should be able to protest Scientology. No, that's wrong. Scientology will corrupt anybody in any family, including yours, at any time. So you can't just be the person that's like, oh, well, they'll never get mine. wait until your uncle is forcing you to go into the fucking organization and pay $10,000 for an ethics handling you never signed up for. Right? So we need to take a pause, guys. We need to take a pause. And
it's a 420 break.
We need to have a made up 420 break.
Yeah. This is intermission. This is grab your drinks, grab your glass of wine. Don't grab anything.
Yeah.
Grab your tea.
Yes. Intermission.
Take
off your hats. Take a little break.
We could go over and look at Danny's real quick as we.
Yeah.
smoke.
Do you want to? Are you able to do that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Got that's what I got the second phone for.
Yeah, you can go to. Guys. We're gonna. As we're chilling, you can look on your other phone?
Yeah.
Smart. So did they let him go? Because wasn't there something where they were like, I heard them saying, let him go. Was that it, or was that just something else?
I'm not sure.
That's crazy, man. Danny, god damn it, Danny is so these two, Leah and Danny, are so cool. They're just sweet love. They really are. Everybody that has ever even been out protesting, they're so sweet. They're so loving. Like, you can tell when people are just shitty and they're full of crap and they're not there for the right thing. But there's not many people doing that. There's only been one or two bad cats. That's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you feel?
Yeah,
I feel most of the people that I've met through protesting, I sincerely feel that they are good people and they are good friends. And it's just such a crazy blessing to be able to know that when Scientology has threatened and made so many bad remarks about how horrible the outside world is and and you come out here and there's all this just infinite love and support on a subject that is so hard to talk about, like for people who were born and raised in it. And now it's becoming so easy with all the support.
This is Leah's channel. She's live. That's Danny's is it wife or girlfriend?
I think they're getting married. They're definitely engaged. So fiance for sure.
So that's Danny's girlfriend, wife, fiance, at Supportive Leah.
Hi, are you jealous? Thank you for being here. Do we know why Danny got arrested? Or the made up reason?
Danny got arrested?
No, I don't know. Didn't you say?
I
he
think
got hit.
He got hit.
Okay. He got hit. Like, who hits somebody for walking anywhere? You don't hit people. Like, it's just so crazy. Okay. Anyways. Don't rush me.
There is no rush in her.
Don't rush me. Yeah, I'm so proud of everybody in Chicago. So proud of the support Denver, Jay, and everybody's in Denver, the Toronto organizations, all over. I'm literally so excited. Anytime I even see a new person, I'm like, oh my God, somebody else is at a random organization. Oh, follow, subscribe. Immediate support. I just love it.
Yeah, I just shared the guy, a channel from New York. He was at the New York org.
Yeah.
So this is just, it's growing. Mm-hmm. It's just like new streamers every day. It's going to start being hard to keep up with everything.
I think there's a hole in my weed, guys.
Well, I got
a hole in my weed. I was trying to knock off Dave Braw. Am I saying his name right? Dave Braw?
Dave who?
I got another confetti. I think I got a hole in my joint. It's not sucking. I got another confession to make.
Uh-oh.
I think I got a hole in my joint. There we go. Fixed it.
You joining us for a smoke?
Yeah. Is everybody joining us for a smoke?
Oh, yeah. Fat guy in gray suit. was in passenger SUV, and Danny was recording him. So he opened up the door fully on Danny, knocking cell phone out and walking away.
What an idiot. I'm not even gonna react in a negative. Good job, guys, for being there. Pass, puff, puff, pass.
David Grohl.
David Grohl is the singer. He was the drummer for Nirvana. And then Dave Grohl. And then now he has his own band, Foo Fighters. This is so pleasant, guys.
It's nice.
You all need to get on to van life and come. Might have to quit my job and just become van lifer. I would get more done in what I'm trying to do in my life. Right, guys? Wouldn't you want to hear me all the time? 24/7? Okay, so where were we? I don't want to interrupt your amazing streamer.
No.
What do you call it? Streamer interviews, or what do you call it?
Well, I meet the streamers.
Okay, I need to change that on my description. I put streamer interviews.
Yeah, whatever. I love being under a bunch of different titles. It just there's lore to it if there's like multiple layers of what it is. I wanted to be like the hammock interviews or something, so I'm going to change it whenever I figure out exactly what I want.
Yeah.
I did meet the streamers. I've been doing meet the streamers, like meet the press, but it's meet the streamers, meet the bad actors.
That's cute.
You get.
Hello. Oh, old school in and out. He's got the old school in and out shirt. Oh, cutie. Oh, my goodness. That's like a little mixture of Foxy. Feel like they got the Shiba in them. God, I'm such a dog animal fan now. Just love all animals. Don't have to have permission to get a cat. I can have all the animals I want.
What, out of all the things going on with the protests and everything, what has been your favorite moment so far?
I don't know what favorite means, because there's so many favorite emotional moments. Like, I had a favorite happy moment. I've had favorite sad moments.
Well, tell me your favorite happy, and then tell me your favorite sad.
Okay. Favorite, well, here's a mix. Seeing my dad was the exact mix of happy and completely sad.
Aww.
Yeah, because I was happy that he's alive. I mean, I don't know. I'm happy he's alive. He's not, like, unhealthy. I was happy that I physically saw him with my eyes and he heard my loud, crazy voice. But at the same time, the rejection and realizing the reality of how you have to act as a COE member and reject SPs and things like that. I was just really angry in a moment, like, what the fuck? And then, like, but I was so happy that I was out there protesting and that I just did it. That was the other thing. I just went out there. The only other protest I did was at Big Blue, and that freaked the fuck out of me because that just shook my whole nervous system. And I was just like, I'm doing it. That was a whole thing. And then with Tony Pierce knocking the phone out and all that, like, no, we have no time for anybody who even validates Scientology at all in any degree. So that guy's annoying. Bye, Tony Pierce. You're never allowed to support or be actually, we will accept you if you are an honest, unegotistical human. I'm not even gonna go there. Okay. So after that protest though, I was sort of like so shooken up from like just how I felt and being at the Blue Building and knowing like my dad could be there, could he not? Is he on the RPF? And then being at the LA protest at the Shrine Auditorium, and Streets was there, and there were some other, as they say, Squirrel Squad members. That the Squirrel Squad wasn't even invented at the time by the outside world, not by us. Actually, by Scientology, because they called Jess Valdeska and all these other TikTokers squirrels. Oh, these squirrels!
I thought that came from when they were protesting that other guy who left and then went back in. What's his name?
Yeah, no, Marty. But even the Squirrel Busters.
Oh, those were the Squirrel Busters.
They're called the Squirrel Busters. But it doesn't matter. They're using the word as the same way. Yeah. Squirrel in Scientology is a very harsh To call somebody a squirrel, it means like you're altering L. Ron Hubbard's technology. You're taking it and not doing as he said.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's in policy letters and things that or technical bulletins, whatever the F writings that L. Ron Hubbard wants to call them.
He called them actual squirrels.
Literally squirrels. So it makes me freaking laugh that literally DOA is in a squirrel outfit right now in his hammock. And that there are so many people that love to just show up in squirrel outfits now because maybe they don't want to be really known, or they really just want to support and they don't want to show their face. Some of them can be really famous people and they don't want to show their face. They're so sick of Scientology though. And they've seen the corruption in Hollywood and the cover up. So they zip up their little thing and they're squirrels. So everybody, I just love it. Like, that's the humor. And instead of being negative, or as they say, aggressive, we're wearing those squirrel outfits based on words that they use, like based on the report that they gave us. So about squirrel spot. Oh, this squirrel. Okay. I guess we're all squirrels now, huh? I get sidetracked, guys. Now we're smoking a ganja, and I'm loving this sunshine.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day right now.
My back. I just love it. Oh, I feel like a magical daisy marigold out in the sun. Ooh, look it. Actually, I shouldn't. That's rude. What is that?
She's getting turned on. She's getting turned on. The joggers go by. She's like, "Oh my god, this guy is sexy."
That is out 2D. You're not allowed to be running around.
She's 2D.
2D flowing.
Get it together.
I was 2D flowing. Hi. I was 2D flowing with the guy running. That was very, it was very rare to see Sea Org members like jogging unless they were like security guards, or you were at the tiny gym at the hacienda and you were like running next to somebody. You're like, oh my god, it would be like 2D flowing, like just to even run next to them if you thought they were cute. So I think it's a natural thing for people to lead, to be like, even if they're in a relationship or something, I feel like they are just being like, ooh, not that they do anything, but it's a freedom to be like, I'm allowed to think that is hot.
Attraction's not a choice.
Yeah.
Attraction's not a choice. I don't think attraction's a choice.
Interesting.
Would you think
attraction's a choice? I don't know. I was
choice?
just thinking, like, what if there was like a really hot man and then he was like a horrible rapist or something? Like,
well, you would eventually probably not be attracted.
No, I was really trying to think about that question. Or that statement. You said attraction is not a choice.
Yeah. Because
you just find it through your eyes to be attractive.
Just you either like a person or you don't, I think. And I guess
interesting, guys. What do you feel about that? Attraction is not a choice. If Lara feels like sharing, I would love to hear the story of her leaving Church of Scientology, but no rest. Sin JT, you're so cute. I do talk about it when I was crappy at live streams. I think on the first like 3 or 4 beginning episodes. And if there's questions, like you talked about Wilcox and this, like, I don't know what I'm not answering, So if you have questions, you can absolutely ask me anything. I'm a freaking open book, but I'm also private. I can tell you, hey, I'm private in this area. But I'll tell you, yes, I do or don't or whatever,
What? Now, I like this question because a lot of critics will ask this question. And I'm always curious because everyone seems to have, I don't know for this one might be different, but what's your end goal in protesting the Church of Scientology?
The end goal is to expose. The first thing is to actually expose who and what Scientology is, like what they do, how they operate, who is on the boards, who's in charge of what. So that not only can we shut them down and they are not allowed to exist anywhere in the world, really. They were already banned from other countries for reasons. So we're going to expose them so that people will see this is exactly how this organization runs. This is exactly the methods they are having to use that are not allowed to be changed. These are methods that should never be allowed in any organization or group in the United States of America, for sure, if we're going to say that this is a free country and that we're exposing this type of corruption. So for me, because I was born and raised in this, yeah, I will. What is the goal for Scientology to be shut down and illegal? that would be the goal. But if it's going to be made okay and hidden in some way to like get away with whatever, then kids are not allowed to be 21 and plus should do whatever the fuck you want, but do not allow and groom and manicure children from birth and before, that they're already going to be part of a belief system and an idea that you physically are being enslaved into. So no more kids in Scientology is the number one goal for me, 100%. The other thing is they are not a religion. I was, as a child, learning even what I learned, and now what I know about tax-free exemptions and religious statuses and stuff. They are not a religion. They are 100% an organized business group. So they need to lose their tax exempt status and start paying taxes for having this little weird little role play or group organization that they're hiding behind a church status. Go ahead if you want to be part. It's just like QAnon or whatever, you know? There's these random groups. If you want to go be a part of them, sure, right? But it's going to look awkward, right? It's weird if you're doing things that are illegal in the outside world internally. But people in the outside world are allowed to form these little groups, and they know what the outside laws are. When you're in Scientology, you look down upon the outside laws. You disrespect the outside laws and the people in it because you're above them in your mind. You think you have the answers. Oh, we're going to clear the planet and get rid of all, everything can be cured with L. Ron Hubbard's crap. So, and it's all, Scientology is all about money. Scientology is all about money. You're not allowed to help somebody naturally in Scientology without selling them a book. You have to make them pay for something. You can't just give them free sessions. No, it's like fucking looked down upon. Like, no way. That's out exchange. You can't, anyway. So all their methods is gross. It needs to be part of it. We're not just shutting down Scientology. We're exposing it internally from the inside out, from the outside in. Because we want people to know if they're going to ever try to let Scientology be around anywhere in the world and in the country, at least they're going to see this whole movement and everything that we've been going through. And they'll know they can make their own decisions if they want this kind of disgusting, manipulative, harassing, sex, child, human trafficking cult. So the end goal is, to get rid of Scientology. And that's all there is to it. And if you're a little actor and businesses that protect Scientology at all, then you're going to get called out too. So you might as well start talking now and start disconnecting from Scientology.
Well, what does freedom mean to you?
Being able to think and feel and do what you want without being suppressed, without having laws that even make you feel like you have to abide a certain way. Just being yourself, learning yourself. If there's something you realize other people don't like about you or you don't like about yourself, there's always the freedom to be able to change and be a better person. Freedom to love, freedom. Yeah, I don't know. Freedom, I don't know. I just feel like I'm learning what doesn't create freedom, and a lot of that does have to do with laws and restrictions, but I also do see that certain laws also help allow a certain amount of freedom. You know what I mean? So it's a weird bendable thing, but freedom is a weird thing, right? Because we grew up not in freedom. We're born into a society. We're already born into rules and where to give birth, your mother being full, you know what I mean? So what is freedom and what is also protected? I think we should all only know that by enjoying it. What do we enjoy?
So a lot of the music you made 10 years ago? Was it 10 years ago? 8 years ago?
Like within, 11 to now. 11. Oh, well, my earlier old Little Red Radio stuff I did like 15 years ago.
That was 15 years ago?
That's when I first started, my first band. Not me, but us as friends in the band. We
And
started.
they were Scientologists.
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them. And did leaving Scientology, does it influence your music and your songs and your lyrics?
I mean, what is influence? Like, especially when a lot of people's influence ideas are like heroes, like David Bowie and all that. They're great, but I was not influenced by these people. You know what I mean? Maybe later, now that everything is influence. That's what I'm getting to. Like, the way I grew up influenced and what's out on the radio these days. I was like, I want to explain how I really feel about certain, like this is why I love the 80s and 90s so much. I really feel, and the 70s and the 60s, but I just feel like they really wrote music like with their hearts, with their emotions, with their feelings, with their love. I'm so obsessed with you. Whatever it is, they wrote these like epic songs, like Jolene. That's one of the most epic songs. She's literally writing a song to another woman that is so beautiful and gorgeous that might steal the love of her life. And she's like, please, I hate to have this talk with you, or I had to have this talk. I want you to understand that you could easily take my man, but you don't know what it means to me, Jolene. Like, music has such a thick message and emotional scale that you can go so deep, or you can just like, oh, it's a pop song and it's a fun dance song. Music can do anything. So you can, to me, I just feel like in the 80s and 90s and 70s, but I was born in 86. So for me, I always refer to the 80s and 90s, that I never had these heroes or like these idolized people. It was more just what was playing on the radio, like what I could hear. Mariah Carey, Alanis Morissette, Beastie Boys. Like, it was just a mixture of everything. And nowadays, I feel like people have caught on to that natural thing with music where you sort of lose just in a beat. It's like, oh, this is such a good song. But you don't realize, oh, the lyrics are nonsense, but this beat and the production of it is great. So there's whole different aspects of how to make songs these days. And for me, when I'm making it, I'm like, I love the music. I want to say what I'm saying because it has to lyrically be what I'm feeling and talking about. I do think a lot of the songs I write do have feelings, sounds, have connections to old behaviors, childhood behaviors or expressions that I never got to express. So I definitely pull them out, especially now that I know I have a strong voice. I'm like, oh, let me tell you how I really felt. So yeah, music is, it's interesting though, like you said, guys, I might be messing up my audio on mine. The one and only Tori Magoo, Queen SP, was just calling me.
Okay.
But it might be cutting out my audio. Can you guys hear me in the chat, on my chat? I ignored it, but I should have answered it and told her to come here. But I think, Sin JT, can you guys hear me in the chat? I don't think they can. That's probably why they're not. They're going to be like, she's muted. You're muted. You can still.
They could. Someone from this chat could go over there and tell that chat. Is she muted?
Everything I'm saying.
Yeah. Someone's already done it.
They said, yeah, we can hear you. I think if I answer the call, it interrupts.
Okay.
Sorry, Tori Magoo. I'm on a live stream. I love her.
What are so you're on YouTube? You got a couple channels on YouTube?
No, I just have one, Laura FM Music. But I do my live SPTV stuff on the live column on my YouTube. So when you go to my homepage, it immediately just shows music videos, like videos that I've uploaded.
Yeah.
But so make sure you go over and click the live, and you can hear all of like how I grew up, my childhood, when I was nervous as F, talking about even some of the adults. I was mad at Mike Brown forever. Not even him, just other people. Mike Brown actually was the least person that did the most hardcore ethics stuff, but he did have a higher position where he was kind of training people to be. Anyways, it's just funny how my child mind was just so mad at Mike Brown. And I was just, the beginning of my episode, I was like Mike Brown, I was naming all the people at the Inn Ranch. And then he was one of the only people still to this day that was one of the adults or the older cadets
that came and talked to me on the stream. And like, now I'm like, oh my God, I love Mike Brown. Like, wow, my heart has healed in so many ways just from him being able to talk about the different levels of like how I felt, how I felt trapped, or felt held back by these older cadets and stuff that became these like authority figures. And so the name Mike Brown, I despised him, and then now we talked it out. And like there's so many emotions, even immature emotions that I have that come from childhood where I'm blaming everybody or fuck everybody. But the only way I've ever been able to talk about it has been through the YouTubes and the lives. So that's another thing about streaming, guys. Streamer interviews, is that it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to, I know this is going to sound weird because it doesn't feel this way when you first start streaming, but it's kind of fun after the first time, like, oh my God, I messed up. Oh my God. Like it's kind of fun to just get over the, like, trying to be so good at it. Because then the audience and stuff laughs when you're like, oh my God, I'm fucking it up, guys. Okay, restart. And it also just shows like, you're not pretending. You don't have to go and act. You're not preparing to go to do something. Yeah. You can just be yourself, and then you actually lose the ego more. You're just like, all right, this is how I am. I can't hide it. I don't know.
So you on Spotify?
Yeah, I always get sidetracked.
Yeah, when people you're on spot. Yeah, I'm here. That's what I'm here for.
Why is there?
Oh, that's a good question.
Wow. Gave me a lighter to not work. Where did my other lighters go, guys? Oh, there you go.
So you're on Spotify?
Yeah, I'm gonna work on this, guys. I need help. I need my brain to be able to just focus for hours and just go over the whole Spotify thing. But yes, on Spotify, I'm pretty sure most of my music is on SoundCloud. It's definitely on iTunes, Bandcamp, old school.
Bandcamp.
Yeah. You can also get fun little merch.
And do you have an email?
Yeah, Lara, LARAFM, music @gmail.com.
And all right, now you okay with the chat asking some questions?
Yeah. Now. Yes,
chat.
I am.
All right, chat.
It's getting a little cold out here.
Yeah, it's getting. Do you need a blanket? I have a blanket if you need a blanket.
No,
all right.
I'm just surprised.
I
also have Es Uno Koto sweater. Maybe I should put that on.
Yeah, I like all the yellow. It looks really cool. It's a great contrast between the yellow and the blue building.
Yeah, I love pop colors. I do.
Do you have plans to tour?
Yes.
Yes.
I do have plans, and you guys are a part of them. So basically, I want to do a tour where I can have people who know good venues, or their mom owns the venue or whatever, and they're like, oh, I can get her show here. And if they have great sound and a good PA and stuff, I'm down. So I'm thinking I want to start maybe mid this year, like a few months. I might even start in a few months just going on the... Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing at this question.
Do you want to know about the tour?
Yes. I'm sorry.
What's the question?
I'm not... Why doesn't she date DOA?
That's funny. Because we're both protesting something so important right now, and also DOA is a cutie, and I'm not interested in all of the women that want DOA. They can have them.
Question.
But he's my little protector. Okay. Okay.
Jackie says, "Can we be friends?"
Yes. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Yes, I'm starting a tour, guys. You're going to know all about it, and I'm going to even do a live stream talking about the tour stuff. So please be a part of it. Please show up the shows. Let me play in your area. How dope would that be? And then we're going to bring other SBTV people that are afraid to either be online. They'll show up the shows and you can meet them, and anybody who wants to be under the radar but still show up and join us, absolutely allowed.
Does Laura feel like her protesting has helped her find her real freedom?
Yes. It's gotten rid of the things that I was told I wasn't allowed to talk about. So imagine that. It feels like a block or something that's just like off now.
And you were saying that when you were shouting, the shout
to actually do and do it. It feels like, guys, this was like childhood torture, mental and physical torture into a certain behavior for so long. So to shout and scream, that's my inner child fucking letting it all out and cussing and swearing the million times that I should have sworn when I was getting beat the fuck out of. So that's all that is. And it's all fear. And like, there's a lot of therapy and stuff that deals with this kind of heavy trauma. So I'm just, I guess, finding a little outlet where I can do it for free and not have to pay. Just pay for the lift to get there.
Well, we kind of answered this question, but what's your favorite memory so far?
There's a bunch. I don't have just one. This is such a cool adventure.
Here's a question. We kind of talked about it before too. Does Laura have any night terrors? Yeah,
I did. The weed has stopped all that. I'm afraid to take my weed break. I even talked to DOA about that today. I was like, I had a little anxiety of taking my month break off of weed. And he was like, why? And I was like, one of them is because I feel like I could get the night terror dreams back. And they were hard. And like, maybe I should deal with that a little. But yeah, there, I answered your question. I do get them. I'm worried about feeling them again. But maybe I'll feel better now that I'm stronger. I don't know. We'll see.
You were saying that you were having nightmares of being back in the Sea Org?
Mm-hmm. Like vivid. It would be vivid. It would be like, what the fuck? I would be like, what am I doing? How did I end up back here? Like, I would have all the knowledge I have, but I would be in uniform at attention, standing at the musters that they used to do 3 times a day. And then it's weird because some of them go to like me looking and I'm like seeing my child or my childhood friends are with me.
Interesting.
Yes.
What's mustards?
Muster, like when the army musters up, you muster everybody up into single file lines. And well, in the Scientology, you stand at attention. Like a military soldier, no joke, in each line. And the lines are made up by like the division of the organization board. So like HGO would be Department 1. So Department 1 would be in one row. And then so the HGO, I would be doing the report, and they would salute to me and they would say...
They would salute?
Yeah, we would salute on musters to make sure all the Sea Org members were there. They were in attendance. Otherwise, they would be blown. They would be blown and blown is like when you leave, like, in the military, leave of absence, or no, what is it called? What do you call it in the military when you don't get permission to go and you're gone?
Oh, AWOL?
AWOL. So blown is like AWOL, literally. They're
okay.
Like, where is she? Is she blown? Like, and so, yeah, they do HGO, Department 1. Here, everybody, attendant, like they all say here,
roll
here.
call.
Yeah, roll call, basically, yeah. But they form in the divisions that they're in. So like everything is always about L. Ron Hubbard's organization and the constant way of this is how you file up. Remember, the policy letter is this. This is Division 1. This is Division 2, ethics. This is Division 2, dissemination. Division 3 is treasury. Division 4 is, auditing, public division. Division 5 is qualifications. Division 6, like everything we know.
Yeah.
So like we know what Joe Blow's post is over there because they're in qual and oh yeah, he's the examiner. So everybody in the Sea Org knows everybody.
Is Jason
Muster up.
Is Jason from Red Rocio Catherine Spolino's brother?
Oh yeah, what? What was the question?
Is Jason from Red Rocio Catherine Spolino's brother?
I don't know what Red Rocio is.
Oh.
But yes, Jason Spolino and Catherine Spolino are brother and sister, and Jason Spolino is one of my best friends who I make music with, and I love him so much. He's one of my most artistic, amazing, genius friends. I love him. And he is Catherine Spolino's brother, and Catherine's brother. And Catherine Spolino has been one of my like long-term best friends, like from leaving Scientology Cadet Org, because she was in a Cadet Org herself. So again, it's the trauma bonding. When you leave, you're like, oh, I only can know the cadets I know because I can't even be friends with a WOG. I don't like saying that word anymore because it's a very gross, it's like a racist word. It's a normal slang word that L. Ron Hubbard used as a term to say that if you're a Scientologist or not, like, oh, that person's just I don't know what it's.
Why the color yellow?
Goldenrod. First of all, goldenrod. It's called goldenrod, and the ink comes from marigold flowers, the petals. You know, that bright, strong orangey gold. And when you get declared or excommunicated from Scientology or the Sea organization, or even if you get like a justice action, as they call it, a committee of evidence, a COMEV, or a court of ethics, it's always printed on this color paper. And it's to stand out. It's to be obvious, like, a major ethics thing has happened. So that everybody in the organization, everybody in every division, they all know, they go to they call them comm baskets, communication baskets. And they go to their comm bags. Oh, you need to check your comm basket. And they see all these, the goldenrod paper and all of the baskets. So they know, something's happened, some ethics justice thing. And on that would be like, declared suppressive person order, Megan Anderson, Laura Anderson. But I grew up in the Sea Org as Megan my whole life. Laura, I found out later on tour that my real first name was Laura. And that.
You even know your real first name?
No, I thought Laura was my middle name my whole life because I grew up being called Megan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wild.
Siri? No, I didn't. But I did meet Connor and what's her name, Isabella, I think, in Clearwater when he was dating Penelope Cruz, and Penelope was at one of the hotels there, the Osceola, which is right across the street from the Sam Castle. These are all Scientology hotels owned and pretending like they're not hotels and being like, oh, we're just a church. Anyways, there was they were saying about Osceola and my friends in the Sea Org that I even grew up with at the Int Ranch in the Cadet Org were all like, cooks, or they were like stewards or waitresses or house cleaners. So they were always associating or dealing with their kids. So I definitely saw them a bunch. I always like, oh, Tom Cruise, you see there's a whole huddle. Tom Cruise is coming through. So we saw them a bunch. Not everybody. They definitely were still private. But because I think I was also, here's the other thing, I was also in CMO, the messenger organization, where I was very close to the executives. So it was like a mixture of like, oh yeah, I was used to seeing the executives plus the celebrities. There could be chances that I'll also see the celebrities because backstage or whatever, at the big Scientology events, the celebrities are always pampered way more than any other religion or whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. What was the question? Did I answer it? I'm sure I did.
Our Scientologists, when out in the public, instructed not to speak to anyone who isn't in the cult?
Yeah. Especially if we're protesters or journalists. Like, and they tell that not only to Sea Org members, that's engraved in Sea Org members, but they tell Scientologists, oh, they're out PR, they're suppressives. They just say, oh, they're SPs. And then they're like, oh, how was I talking to them?
Do you write all your songs and music notes yourself?
I do. I write the harmonies and the beats and the lyrics and everything, but I always work with a producer who can like hear my bass line or give them my little demo track and they're like, okay, I see what you're doing. Like I work with, because I'm not a computer person at all, but if you're a producer and you know how to use the instruments and how to use the programs and everything, I can sing and basically sing the notes of the bass, sing the piano, sing what I'm hearing in the whole idea of the song I'm making. And of course, lyrics, I write all that. For most of my songs, that's exactly what it is.
Do you believe in independently practicing Scientology?
No. Because Scientology is the poison. Scientology is the manipulation. The behavior is not freedom. You're training and you're numbing your emotions and you're natural life feelings to be a Scientologist. L. Ron Hubbard's the how he came about with Scientology is manipulative. His whole aura is manipulative. So he came up with something that is very manipulative. There are structures of Scientology that people say, oh, this is good though, or community, no, these were all taken from other people, from psychology, from the exact people that he declares are our enemy, and then calls it Scientology. So Scientology is a scam. Go ahead and be, a good communicator and learn how to, go get therapy and empathy. Yeah, you don't need to do Scientology.
How old were you when you realized that Scientology wasn't the way to live for you? And how long did it take for you to leave?
I think I was about 23 years old, and I was smoking a joint.
In the Sea Org?
I was on tour with my band, Little Red Radio, and we had just gone back from tour or something like that. And I was just so proud. And I was like, look at me smoking my joint in one of my best friend's room. He also lived at the art chair, Scalino. And I was like, just enjoying, so exhausted from the tour, but happy. And then just like, oh, good, we're back in our little nest, at the art chair. Hi. And then that guy was so familiar. I know that guy.
Shaking his head.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
He's mad now.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. If he's funny. No, I think he's very interesting. He looked familiar. But anyways, what was I saying? You're distracting me.
You were at the art chair.
Oh, the art chair. I was smoking a joint, and I was literally like, and I was like, what's true for me is true for me. I was trying to think, is there anything that I do like about Scientology? I was like, is there anything that I was like, is there anything I'm really like, okay, this is true. And one of the things they say is what's true for you is true for you, and nobody can change that, or something like that. So I just remember thinking at that moment, like, how do I feel about Scientology? And I was smoking a joint, and I kind of was just like, they're so controlling. They're so like, and then I was like, well, that's true for me. I guess the one statement that I do believe is that what's true for me is true for me. And I do believe that. And then I was like, and I also just don't feel like I'm a Scientologist. And that's true for me. And it was a little stoner moment, but I just was like, I heard myself say it out loud. I think it was just like having that moment. And I was like, I'm not a Scientologist. And I said it to Jason or somebody that was there. And they were like, good. I was like, I don't like anything. There's nothing that I'm like, oh yeah, this is keeping me to be a Scientologist. None of the data, nothing. I was like, everything I've learned has been there. Like, I'm learning that, and I hadn't learned anything at this point. I was just 23 in a fun band, And I was just kind of like, guys, I'm not a Scientologist. And I kind of told one of my band names, I was like, just don't tell Eli, the drummer, because I don't want him to like, And eventually I told him, so that was fine. But yeah, it was definitely having fun, enjoying and accomplishing a good moment and a good tour and music, and just being rebellious and whatever. And then coming back from that and smoking my joint, looking at a wheat paste sign outside the window that somebody had wheat pasted that was like, Scientology lies or something. And I was like, yeah, they do lie. So there you go. Long story longer.
Did you know that you had to like escape? Like, what was the reason behind? I mean,
no, that's the thing. That's why it's weird when people say, "Did you escape?"
Yeah,
it's like, yes, in the way that you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, because it took so much time, but you don't think that you're escaping, and you're just trying to separate yourself.
And did you tell your family you were leaving? Like, how was that interaction between them?
So it started to just get weirder and weirder when I started to just want to live my life more and like just be like, and I was like, Dad, I don't really want to talk about Scientology anymore. I just got back from tour. And I was like, and I had realized I was so happy enjoying I had forgotten about Scientology, like my parents and everything. I was just on tour having fun, and I just was enjoying life.
And And you've been on tour in Europe.
Yeah.
You did
for all different types of music, but yes, either for me singing backups or being on tour as a merch person for Flock of Seagulls, and then doing music with the singer on all, like You Got Me Now, he produced that with me. Things like that. The songs that I had in my head where I was like, I was like telling Mike Score, I was like, dude, I was like, I don't know, I feel like this do 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 no 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 no. I call it, you know, and then we came up with You Got Me Now. Do 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 do, starving for your help. You think you could loan an ounce? I was literally talking and fucking about my mom. I was like, I'm feeling desperate now. I've give up everything I got. Anyway, so it was just cool. He produced it, and then like a year or two later, we did the music video with my friend who I met through Art World and stuff, and at the art share, Cinziana. She did her. I think she still goes by City of Tar. But her and her boyfriend at the time like edited it and produced it and directed it, and so they were all and they knew about it. I was telling them about I'm like, oh, I'm so afraid to film this because I'm showing my mom's ballet pictures and I'm telling my story a little bit. Like in my lyrics, I'm saying, what is your problem, Mom? Like I've been out in this world. Like, you got me now. I'm here with nothing else. What do I do? You know, I'm lost in my head. I cannot help but repeat the ways you guys kept me all to yourself.
Do large Scientology hotels resemble what we on the outside know hotels would be in the inside?
No.
Such as furnished like bedrooms inside? Or?
No. So that is what Serge Delmar is exclaiming on all the time, is that we as the outside people go, oh, well, it just looks like a nice hotel or a building like Celebrity Center or Flag Land Base or the Fort Harrison Hotel. But they look like hotels. And they're being run like a hotel, but they're using the auditing rooms and the hotel rooms as auditing rooms. They're not like sleeping here, or they are, and you're paying for a room, plus you're going to get auditing and pay for the auditor's time and all that. So they're hotels and buildings converted into looking like, oh, they're just a religion or a place to go do prayer. And they're not. Other illegal shit is happening inside them.
Do you think Shelley Miscavige is alive?
Yeah, she is alive. It's already known. She's indoctrinated by Scientology's thing. So even if she's being manipulated by the leader, you know, like they've moved on and that's old news and old school. Like she's still, her mental disability, her mental illness is that she's so structured in Scientology ways that she's still being wherever she is, being captive, not knowing it, in the same way people don't look at hotels or they see them as hotels. Like, oh, what's so bad about that? Why are their children being locked up in hotels, auditing people about sexual shit, getting crimes off of other elderly, over 21 men and women by younger age? Why do you need a young child doing that? Why do you need a young child that has never been in the outside world and doesn't even know the legal system of the outside world to be doing these interrogations? Okay, I'm going on a roll.
No, sorry. You're good. So what are you doing tonight? What are you raising funds for
Okay,
tonight?
Yeah. What time are we on right now, guys?
It's 3:44.
Okay, so in about an hour-ish, 5 o'clock on the, God damn it, what is her channel? The Dark Side of the Arts or something. Miriam Francis. She's on YouTube. I'm going to be jumping on there, but at 5, they're starting a fundraiser for her. With all of our beautiful SBTV community supporting her to get funds to do this specific type of therapy to heal whatever she needs to heal through what she's gone through. And if you haven't heard Miriam's story, it's not that like all of us have a story, but this is a chick who is a good friend of mine. I love her, who has gone through so much growing and healing. And when she's finally going, okay, I've faced this side, I've seen this. Why am I being lied to? And why is this stuff not being given to me when I'm asking for it? Why is certain information being held? So her story actually is so legally troubling, like for Scientology, because it exposed the methods of how they covered up so much disgusting pedophilia, rape, sexual assaults, things like this. What?
And how do you, if you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer it, but how do you think the Aftermath Foundation handled her situation? I think
her situation, the situation with Miriam is she wanted her story to be told on the Aftermath Foundation. The Aftermath, Scientology and the Aftermath show. So, and that show, and her story was cut down so much. And her dad was still in the Sea Org and shit, anyways. All of the stories on the Aftermath, Leah Remini and the Aftermath were cut and edited just like they do for anything in Hollywood. So it was really gross to see that, but then also thinking like, well, at least it's getting exposure about some of the stuff or part of the Scientology shit, you know? It seems to be really hard to get the media to just tell somebody's story when it comes to Scientology. So they get it, wrong, and they chop it up and edit it, and they don't make it as extreme as it is. And so when Miriam was going to get help, Mike Rinder is one of the people she needed this information and shit from, and he's on the board for the Aftermath Foundation. So there's a big mix-up with the Aftermath Foundation and Mike Rinder being on that board when he is specifically not giving a child that went through traumatic shit and is still trying to get justice for her situation, and she still can. Most of us can't. So she's trying to get justice, and she's being held back by one of these key people who created the Office of Special Affairs in Scientology. So it gets a little mixed up of like, okay, who's coming out and growing and saying what, saying everything, and who's saying what's only going to make them feel good or look good.
Yeah, it's like super watered down.
Right. So the Aftermath and Mike Rinder with Miriam's story, yeah, that's a personal thing with Miriam and Mike Rinder. But Mike Rinder also happens to be on the board of the Aftermath Foundation. Yeah. So that's your mixed up. And same with the people on the board are all ex-members of Scientology. It doesn't seem like a very smart thing to have. They should be more
non-members.
Right.
Never in.
It's a foundation. It's not signed. You can only be on the foundation board if you're ex-Scientologist. No.
Yeah.
In fact, the diversity would have been better because somebody could have been really close with Claire and Mark and all of them, but had nothing to do with this and giving them different perspectives. Okay, this is how we can handle this. Hey, guys, you don't need to be putting Aaron's personal life into this. Like, there should have been, and that's not. And Scientology does. It's the exact same behavior of Scientology. So, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. Today it's about Miriam, and at 5 p.m. Los Angeles time. So whatever time that is around the world for you guys, be there for her and donate money. Just give her whatever she wants. You know what I want? I said this on my last stream with Kelly. I want her to have way too much money. I think that would be even better for her. So she's trying to get a specific type of therapy, and she should have many amounts of dollars to have to pay for that if she needs more and more and more of it. There's nothing wrong with that. And she's not getting help from the Aftermath Foundation on it. So our SBTV community is supporting her to get that help, no matter what.
And so would you consider yourself SBTV?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody's SBTV that is talking and exposing Scientology. They're in, their ways. And that SBTV is not owned by anybody. It was just a fun thing that people in the SPTV community just were laughing and like, oh yeah, it's like the new SPTV when we were talking about YouTube and people going on live streams. So now it was like a joke within Aaron when they were first starting their channels and stuff like that. And now it's just become this awesome community thing that nobody owns and everybody can just run with it. And it's specifically about Scientology. It's about the children. It's about adults and families being destroyed by the technology of L. Ron Hubbard. And because SPTV, it just rhymes really nicely, but SP is suppressive person. It means if you're speaking out against Scientology, you are a suppressive person.
What happens if someone can't afford all the books, etc.? Can you not participate?
You can, you just have to work to pay for the courses. So you would give your time. You could go on staff, as they say. You can go on staff and give your time and then maybe exchange. So when you join the Sea Org, you can probably get some free auditing here or there or do courses. But when you leave the Sea Org, that's what we had to pay is a freeloader bill. They give you a freeloader debt that you have to pay to get back in good standings.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all the courses or anything you got while you were in the Sea Org.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And when you left, what OT level were you?
I was not any.
You weren't any levels?
Nope. Let me tell you something, guys. My mother and father have been in the Sea Org for at least over 45 years now, the internal organization of the Sea Org, and they have never achieved anything up beyond the state of clear, which is one of the no OT1, no, that's all after clear. So there's no importance, there's no interest in getting Sea Org members really to go up the bridge, unless they're needing to be used to be a case supervisor or an auditor that will be spending money. I mean, that public will be spending money on using their time. So fucking dumb.
Do you have a PO box that people can send you?
I do. The LFM PO box is 1110 North Virgil Avenue, and it's PO box number. It's not PO box. It's a mailbox. So just do pound, whatever that is. What is the
pound?
The hashtag symbol. 349 is the box number. Los Angeles, California, 90029. I think it's 29 or 27, but either way, it'll get there.
This is another series of the hammock interviews. We have Laura here. I keep hearing the name of Mike Render. Who is he?
Mike Render. Mike Render was a top executive in Scientology for many, many years, who specifically handled the Office of Special Affairs, which was basically the interrogation, harassing, bullying. They would handle anything of anybody, SPs or news, anything that the deep internal dark affairs that they don't want the outside Sea Org members to know about.
Do you think that the Aftermath Foundation is compromised by Scientology?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think that that the Church of Scientology has their hands within the Aftermath Foundation? That was the question from somebody.
Maybe a little, just because Mike Render and these ex-executives are on the board have been part of situations where they can indict them, or what is it, like they can put themselves in criminal legal justice. Situations, or that's what they feel. But in terms of that, I think that Scientology is in our grooming and our behavior and growing up. So yeah, some of these people still have old Scientology bad habits that need to be gotten rid of, and there needs to be more diversity on the board. But other than that, no, the Aftermath Foundation can easily be, they've done great things. So it just needs to, they just have to be more transparent and kind of heal and grow out of their old Scientology habits.
Question. When my aunt was dying of pancreatic cancer, her husband tried to block pain meds, and he said it was related to their religion. She was living in a hell of pain. Why can't they use pain meds?
Because you're not confronting the pain. You're not confronting. Because it's just a cover up. It's just a Band-Aid. So you should be, it's kind of in psychiatry. They connect everything to psychiatry. It's a pill. It's a medication. You shouldn't be taking something. The body, we have auditing and a touch assist that will cure you. It's all about psychiatry.
You don't have to answer this question if you don't want to answer it, but have you been audited often? And if so, what was the worst thing done or said during an audit?
I did get auditing, which they also call security checking, sec checking, a lot. They just asked personal questions. For me, it was like, do you masturbate? Gross things, like, did you fuck a dog? Did you have intercourse or sexual? Have you, like, everything. So they have permanent sec check things, like security questions that are L. Ron Hubbard put together specifically. So it's not, and remember, they don't consider children. Like, if I'm a 12-year-old, I should be able to accept and hear any question that L. Ron Hubbard wrote. And if it's gross and you're disgusted by it, that just means like, okay, well, you're a good person. That means you're just not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that it was weird that an older man was asking me these questions, or an older woman. It was normal that I was 12 or 13-year-old, 15, getting these questions asked, and I should just be able to confront it. So yeah, they ask extreme vulgar, and then the question goes from like a tailor-made thing to, oh, well, I kind of did this, and then you can just go off and ask them all kinds of things. It doesn't have to be strict, just to pull more evidence of what you were really doing. So let me tell you guys, they have so many filmed everything that you get, everything, all security, sec checks and interrogation and auditing and everything is always filmed and recorded, and as much as possible. So they have all this all ready to indict themselves or whatever it is. And so it's
they got all the evidence.
Yeah, they have the evidence, but they're being, they can't just go in there because they have a religious status. That's what they didn't realize. The IRS didn't realize, I'm thinking, in 80 or 93, whenever they gave them their status, that they were going to actually use the status to hide their human trafficking and elderly abuse and child abuse under a religious status. They can't come in there and just interrupt at any time.
Did you celebrate any holidays growing up?
A little bit. It was just like, oh, Merry Christmas. There was no major celebrations, not like how people do in the outside world now. There was some, like, go to the movies here for Christmas Day with the Sea Org parents once a year or whatever, but like holidays were kind of just the outside world weirdness. So we would do it for PR events and stuff, and sometimes go like Easter egg hunting when we were like 5. I guess, but it wasn't important.
It's been said that auditing has an addictive component to it.
Yeah.
Could you expand on that?
Because you're releasing things, you're getting off things that you felt really shitty about in detail. So like even the molester or the child, whatever it is, right? The rapist, they can get this stuff off. And then the auditor's like, thank you, your needle is floating. So it gives you this sort of euphoric, like, okay, you've been relieved of your sins. And so you think it's okay, I'm going to keep paying money and go back to the auditing. Also, auditing is a very hypnotic method. It's a very, hypnosis, like it's very, they get you in a sort of trance, as you're going. So, yeah. I think I answered that, right?
Yeah, you did amazing. All right, well, I think...
I love the shirt. Oh, my God, wait, can we get the alien shirt? Guys, I'm on the live stream, but you got to look at... that's me right now. I'm ex-Scientologist. Yeah. You too. That was cool. Had to show you guys.
You guys, all right. Well, I don't have any more questions. Can we play one of your songs?
Yeah.
Do you mind listening to one of your songs?
Yeah, I'll get my little sweater so I feel a little more comfortable.
Okay.
But yes, thank you guys for listening. I should call Tori Magoo back at some point. OT420. Yes, Arda A. I'm going to answer that one. Lara, is your other family in Scientology, like aunts, uncles, cousins, etc.? Yes, they all are. They're either not. They're not with the, like my uncle died in the Sea Org. He was one of the ethics senior. He was the senior HAS HCO, which is like high up ethics, ethics justice guy. So he died from colon cancer, like not too long ago. I think like 5 years ago. That was one of my big upsets that I had with my dad when I was like, they don't take care of Sea Org members. Colon cancer takes so long to get, like, it's a buildup. Like, so it took so long. I was like, wait, I recognize that face. Hi. And I recognized the bike. I was like, wait.
What's up, dude?
I was like, is that a Sino? No.
I was doing like
he wouldn't be that casual.
I was doing like a little motorcycle like live stream. I was coming down from Griffith. And as a joke, I was like, oh, guys, I'm going to make like a surprise visit to the building. Yeah. I make a surprise visit. I turn. I'm like, is that Lauren?
Yeah, of course. Hammock and me.
We're doing a Hammock interview.
We're doing. DOA does. He should be on one of them. He does a streamer. What do you call it?
I'm doing like Meet the Streamers.
Meet the Streamers.
So I'm asking all the same questions to all the different streamers.
Yeah.
And trying to do it right here in front of the church just to piss them off.
There you go.
Which we're doing well at.
Were you guys watching the Chicago opening?
Yes, we were just talking about that show.
Wild.
I was watching it before I came to do the live. Like as I was walking, I was like, I'm a little late, but I was like, oh my God. And we were just blowing them up in the chat.
Yeah.
Saying like, guys, Chicago's going nuts. nuts right now. And Selfless Self and Shannon and all of them.
Yeah, Danny's out there too. That's
Yeah,
Danny
Danny
got
and Leah,
assaulted.
that's insane.
I've
Yeah,
seen
he got
that.
assaulted.
I
They
did
like
see that.
shoved his phone. We're doing live stream right now, and we're still getting updated. Shit's crazy.
But yeah, that was surprising. I saw because, like I said, I made the turn and I saw
That's
your van.
so cool. That's
Oh,
so
they're
cute.
here.
So he didn't even know. You're like, I'm just gonna go around. That's what. But I do that too. I'll just come around to be like, yeah, you see me seeing you. There's always somebody watching Scientology, so you better know.
Yeah. There you go.
Getting a little chilly. Taking my
Yeah.
actually I'm taking yours.
But all right.
So dope. Well, we're gonna end soon, anyways, because we're going to. Miriam Francis is doing a fundraiser on YouTube. We're all supporting her
Right.
on live streams, and it's at 5 p.m. So I want to get everybody on these live streams. Get ready to go to Miriam Francis's YouTube. If there's a mod in my chat, can you put up Miriam's YouTube?
They're saying Sergio.
Yeah.
Shout out Sergio. Hey, Sergio.
See, it's meant to be. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
look at me. I'm
Sergio's-
just here to protect,
Sergio's
just in
channel on
case.
YouTube.
Just in case. Squirrel Squad.
Hey, Sergio.
All right, I'm gonna head out. I'm headed back home to do some homework, and it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
is
cool. I
cold.
was like, all the clouds just got in the way of the sun. Perfect timing to end the interview. All right, guys.
Later, Sergio.
Later.
Bye, sir. Y'all see. Are you going to be out later or no?
No, I got school homework.
Yeah, I got to get up really early tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'll be out. I'll see you soon. Love seeing you. That was so cool.
All right.
Es un corto. Es un corto. Okay, are you guys done? Are you done? Are you wrapping up?
Well, someone said that the SPs, all the SPs should come together and write something daily or every week of their story of getting out. And that's what I want to do a little video series of.
Well, that would be cool. But also, Natalie Webster is pulling up a lot of people's stories and giving them,
time.
yeah.
And
life
also
after a
promoting
cult.
life after
Yeah.
a cult.
She's always keeping up on updates and things like that.
Yeah,
and same
she's-
with Aaron, growing
Aaron,
up in Scientology.
Yeah.
So
And Nerd Report too.
yeah, Nerd Report.
They're all doing real good work, just kind of spreading the message and trying to get airing a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, because it's also overwhelming to be like, how did you leave? It's literally a 5-hour just answer to that.
Yeah.
Like, even if you were just talking about the process of leaving.
I'm gonna play your song.
Okay.
One of your songs, right?
Okay, we're playing the song and then we're gonna jump away.
Yeah. Then you'll
go to Miriam's channel, 5 p.m. Los Angeles time. So whatever time that is for all y'all.
what was this song about?
This is I Love You. Message to my mom and dad. Basically saying I love you no matter what you do. Not enough. Find something new. If I've got faith, then I've got faith for you. That was kind of like I just have to let it go. I love you, I love you, I love you, no matter what you do. I hold you in my heart for all that you've been through. You can buy a Goldenrod t-shirt on my website. Thank you, Albert, for your sweet support. Go on and hold me up when I'm feeling down. Hold me close when I'm all alone. Keep me safe, far from home.
me close when I'm all alone. Far from home. Love you guys. Music is healing. So is the very tape. Classic things. All right, there we go. With your cats and let it go so we can watch it grow again. But love has stronger ways to open up and let it go. Let it go away. Yeah, it's on Spotify. La La Land is the album. Okay, guys, love you all.
Anything you want to say? Last final words?
I love you all. Thank you all for the support. If there's a Scientology organization or something in your area, just think about maybe doing a little protesting yourself, just standing out there and filming and documenting everything that happens. Just think about that. Okay. Sending you guys off with my song. I'll give you the singing in my head, this one. Ciao. See you at Miriam's.
Somebody is searching for the right child. Somebody is telling you what's right. Now you're going to have to decide what you're gonna do the next step you take.